As an African woman, I have come to realize that we are the inciting incidents in our stories. And there is no hero's journey. I am Joana, and I uncover Africa's untold stories and help you heal through storytelling. This little chicken was my birthday gift from my partner, a simple yet deep symbolic present. It brought me back to my childhood, and my parents, they raised chickens, and I remember the joy of just collecting eggs and just watch these chickens grow. And we cherished every part of life, of that life. Nothing was taken for granted. These memories reminds me of how important it is to pause, stop, and look back. Because memory is not just nostalgia, it is medicine. In many African traditions, storytelling was not mere entertainment. Of course, it could be entertainment when you, after a long working day, you all gather in the community together, and maybe a specific person, someone that has something to say, or the elders sit together and tell you stories from the past or something futuristic, or just, so there is an entertainment feature there, and not just sitting together dancing and theater performances. So there are entertainment features, but it's not just entertainment. Storytelling was medicine, it was healing, it was cleansing, it was connection, it was reconnecting. So unlike in some classic traditional Western movies where the story begins with an inciting event from outside. So you've got the hero, there's always a hero. The hero just in their normal world doing their stuff, then something happens, then aliens show up, and a pandemic comes, something from the outside happens, and then the hero battles with, should I fight against this? Should I not? Should I go and save the world? Should I not? And then the hero goes on that journey. No. In many African spaces, stories evolve from within. There's no hero. You are the protagonist of the story. So the story starts to cook inside of you. The inciting incident begins within you. And this begins when you start introspection, contemplation. That's where the juice begins. So the protagonist, you become your inciting incident, your inciting force, reflecting, evaluating, letting go, carrying forward what empowers you. Because if you just look at it, you just be sitting down and your own life will just happen. Something will just fall down, and then you have to run. Then a story starts. You are on your own, something fell down. So life always happens. But the true and deepest story that is transformative is the one you ignite from within yourself. And there are so many different methods to introspection. They're endless. But there are certain methods I prefer, because they work for me. I've tried so many different methods, but the ones that work for me, that's the ones I'm going to share. Sometimes it's just you and silence. That one works, but that one is so scary because, if your mind is cluttered, that silence could be like horror. Do you get what I mean? Do you relate? So your mind has to be in a space where you can actually embrace that silence. Or it's you and fire. Like me, fire is one of my favorite. Fire is like an element, one of the elements. So when I sit down at like a campfire and I just watch the fire burn, oh my God. You see that orange color, that yellow, different shades, and then it becomes blue, and then the flames come. I'm just watching this process as that wood releases CO2 into the air and the trees absorb it. That whole cycle, that's life force. And I'm connecting there, just looking at the fire, hearing the sounds of the fire, hearing the sounds around me, all right? That's mine. You have to find what works for you. What helps you become the protagonist of your story from within. No special rituals are necessary. You don't have to listen to music. You don't have to drum. You don't have to have special ceremonies. But if that is what works for you, because I've done that too. So if that's what works for you, that's what opens you up to connect to life force, of course, go for it. I practice something I call cleansing. And this could just be a couple of hours, 2 days, or a couple of weeks. Cleansing is a process. I just termed it cleansing. So it's not all those their I don't know, deliverance kind of cleansing. No, I'm not for that. This is something you do with yourself. So cleansing for me is more or less like, metaphorically, just picture like a traveling bag, a suitcase, right? And you're in a hurry, so you have the suitcase, so you just put all your things in, lock it up, and you move on that journey. So the journey is life, right? The whole process, the journey, everything is life. We're on this consistent journey, but we have that suitcase right now that we just loaded, sometimes intentionally, sometimes we looked at, oh, okay, do I need that up here? I need to put it in. Sometimes you just grab, put all in, and this sometimes will overwhelm that luggage, right? So you start in the luggage like bulging, not closing. That's all this tension you're feeling. So what I do in my cleansing process, when I start feeling that tension, so I feel like I'm overpacked, I've just overpacked myself, then I stop, open that luggage, take the time, open it, just offload everything. So that's me now going back into experiences that I have had before, right? Going back into memories, try to recollect the experiences that you think has overloaded that luggage. Then I just open them, look at them, fold them properly, put it in, or I don't put it in. So that process now becomes intentional for me. Like, okay, now I'm sorting through my experiences and I begin to identify the experiences that uplifted me, that empowered me. And it must not only be empowering, empowering in the sense of positive joy, happiness. No, life needs this balance. So empowering can be experiences that taught you something, like it was a hard lesson, but you had to learn that lesson. So that's empowering too. So I just fold all these empowering experiences, fold them intentionally back into that luggage. Make sure it's not overflowing. When it's filled up, I lock it. If there are still unpacked trash, luggage, items outside, leave it. I just leave it. You know, sometimes you have to know when to stop that cleansing process, go back into your normal routine and just continue living your life. I come back to it again, right? In another session, right? So I pack that and that's it. So this could just be hours. This could be minutes in between. This could be 2 weeks. This could be longer. The core is, don't ever believe someone that tells you this is the only way. This is the way to do it. This is the way to unpack. This is the way to heal. There is no one way that suits everybody. Every single person is unique, and every single person has their own unique path to healing, to unpacking, to reconnecting to life force. The key here is that you find what works for you, right? You can find what works for you when you try different methods, of course. So be open, find what works for you, and know how to seamlessly integrate that in your life journey, right? So which means you can feel yourself and know where you're having tension, when you're feeling tense, when the anxiety is coming, when you feel like you're not enough. You know how that thing feels, how that emotion feels, how that feels in your body. And you try to take that tool, your healing tool, and you try to release that tension and reconnect back. That's the key. Just being aware, finding your tool, using it as often as you need it. Life is always going to be changing. Life is going to bring things in front of you. Life is going to throw things at you. Life is going to give you gifts and happiness. Just go on that journey and evaluate how you feel on that journey. And like I said, African storytelling that goes deeper than traditional classic Hollywood story structure is that you're not waiting for the outside world to throw something to you, that inciting incident, and then you react and you keep working on how you react. No, you are intentionally getting that inciting force from within yourself. So I hope you find your own method. I wish you good luck. I am Joana. I'm here to uncover Africa's untold stories and help you heal through storytelling. Let me enjoy my tea.